Yo, what is going on, everybody? And you know what? I know we lost, boys, but we didn't record last week, so I'm dubbing this a victory week for us. We're tying this in a double week podcast, so even though we're coming off a loss, we're also coming off a win too. So I'll take it. But nonetheless, Julius, I see you rocking that Detroit Lions shirt. So what is going on, my man? How have you been these last couple weeks? And did you have a Merry Christmas?
I had a very great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. We're in the gray period right now between Christmas and New Year's, trying to survive the end of the year, and it's going great. The Lions, I'm proud of the Lions, man. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. I wouldn't wear this shirt if the Lions were 0-16 right now. I'd be pretty depressed. I'd be scared that Dan Campbell would lose his job, but I'm the complete opposite of that. I'm hopeful. So I'm rocking this shirt. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Nick, what are you repping over there?
There's some gangsters on the shirt.
I like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The legends.
The legends, dude. The legends. I don't listen to rap in any way, shape, or form except for everyone that's on this shirt. Anything up until like Eminem's LP, pretty much. Marshall Mathers LP. That's like when I stopped listening to rap. But I gotta love this shirt. Gotta shout out to these guys, everyone on this shirt. Shout out to John Madden. May he rest in peace. That's a tragic loss today. That puts kind of a damper on my mood going into the day. I was very happy, very excited. Even with that loss, we showed amazing poise, in my opinion. There were some scuffles and some stuff we'll get into. But even the week before, with the huge upset that we haven't been able to even talk about, that I'm sure we're going to spend 45 minutes of our show today talking about 2 weeks late, just because we haven't been able to talk about it. Other than John Madden, rest in peace, I am doing just great. So yeah, happy to be back. Let's go.
Yeah, man, absolutely. John Madden, R.I.P. He's a legend. Obviously helped create the Madden football game, in which the Detroit Lions had not one, but two cover athletes in Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was after his time with the legendary Adrian Peterson combo, but he still made it on there. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure when Barry was playing in his prime too, they didn't put people on their cover, or he would have been on it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
you know, it was always John Madden.
Exactly. And then I want to say the Lions. I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure the Lions are the only team, or maybe there's only one other team that's had two cover athletes, which is kind of surprising given the Lions, and it's not I don't know, with some other teams.
The Lions done had some legendary players in the franchise. It's an old franchise. I mean, it's 1935, I believe. I mean, they're going to have some Hall of Famers in there, and we had a couple recently. It just hasn't spelled success.
Might have a couple on the team right now.
Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? Things are panning out pretty well. I mean, we just had Amon-Ra St. Brown won Rookie of the Month, which was pretty sweet. So he was a player that a lot of us were a little bit shaky on these first, 5, 6, 7 weeks. He did show on and off potential, but now we're getting that consistency. Now we're getting that Amon-Ra that we wanted to see, week 1. And boys, this brings me up to my first question. I heard the announcer say Amon-Ra the entire game, and it drove me insane because I say Amon-Ra like it's Amon-Ra and not as it's one full word as in Amen. So how do you guys pronounce Amon-Ra or Amon-Ra or whatever you want to say?
I feel like we've been butchering some names on here. I always say Panay Sewell or Sewell. I don't know if it's Sewell or Sewell still. I think it's Sewell, but I still say Sewell. I don't know why, but I just read it as that. Amon-Ra. I go with Amon-Ra. I think it's hyphenated, so it shouldn't be one. You don't say Michael Jones or I don't know. I can't think you just say it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. But honestly, we can just go with the Sun God because we can all
that's
say
funny.
that.
That's what a lot of people said on the comments because I tweeted it out. I tweeted a little poll on how do you say it, and a couple guys were like Sun God, Sun God. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's a great nickname to have, the Sun God. I mean, and the way he's performing, it matches the grandness of it, matches the nickname. I like it. But personally, I pronounce it Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I think one of us said it on the show, and we all were just like, "Yeah, that's probably right."
Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra. We just say it pretty quickly. The first name it flows. So.
Well, Amon-Ra, I don't care how we say it. The dude is lighting it up. And I think this is another example of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell listening to our show. And I tried to find this clip before our show. About 4 weeks ago, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I said Amon-Ra St. Brown is not at all what I expected. I expected full-on 1,000 yards and a huge season out of him. And he was giving us poop diddly's poop. It was like 20 to 30 yards a game. It was terrible. However, since I said that, I'm quite positive he has now caught 3 touchdowns in 4 games with 80-plus yards in all of those games, 90-plus in like 3 of the 4. He is 6th best in the NFL with a 75.5% catch rate. 6th best. 5th best in the NFL in catchable target rate, meaning he is getting open. It is unbelievable what he's doing out there. Yards after catch, he's 18th in the league with 328 yards after the catch. That is 3.3 yards per catch, yards after the catch, on every target that he gets. Not just catch, every target that Amon-Ra St. Brown sees, we can average 3.3 yards for him after he catches the ball. It is insane what we're seeing. What I just alluded to, we may have a couple Hall of Famers on our team. It might be a little too early to tell, but Amon-Ra might be on that list. If that kid can catch 304 yards over the next 2 games, that's 1,000 yards. And you could not ask for anything more than that. So shout out to Amon-Ra, however we want to say it. Kid is lighting it up.
Yeah, man, he has been going crazy. And honestly, you can make a case for after Waddle, Chase, Devonta Smith, he's the 4th best wide receiver in that class. And I know there's some other good names out there, like
who are some of the rookie wide receivers right now out of that?
I think off the top of my head. I know there's a couple other guys that have done all right.
All right. Elijah Moore, he's pretty good.
Okay.
Rashad Bateman, though, better than him. Rondale Moore, better than him. Diami Brown, better than him. Terrace Marshall, better than him.
Darius Toney, I think he's better than Toney.
Darius Toney, I think I would say like he's done more at least. Kadarius only had that one crazy game, but all right, here's hold on. Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Palmer, Dwayne Eskridge, Amari Roger, Tylan Wallace, better than all of them. I would say him and Elijah Moore are right there at the 4th spot, and I would even probably put Sun God over him.
And we got him at the top of day 3. Can you believe that? That is brilliant. That's what we want for Brad Holmes. If Brad Holmes keep this up in the next draft, we're going to talk about it.
And Brad Holmes just in an interview says, I drafted Amon-Ra so everyone would get off my ass about drafting a wide receiver. And it's like, well done, sir. You had it.
He was a good pick. Great pick.
That's why I almost think maybe we shouldn't go after wide receivers early in this year.
Not too early, no.
I don't know if we need one in the first 3 picks. If we spend all 3 of those on defense and then just draft another. And the thing is you draft a 4th rounder, it takes a minute where a first rounder could just jump right in. Amon-Ra St. Brown could not have jumped right in. He did good. Maybe it would have been different if we had a better quarterback. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. That's a different topic for a different day.
Yeah, definitely. But Amon-Ra, he's excelling to the max. And some other guys that have been doing pretty well. Jerry Jacobs. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL last week in the Cardinals game, I believe, or
I think it was a couple weeks before.
I think it was the week before. Okay, so then maybe we did cover that. Not sure. So, anyways, he seems like he's making a good comeback and seeming like, I won't say, on pace for week 1, week 2, but with Jerry Jacobs' work ethic, I would not be surprised if he was ready week 1. Good news, though. Lions. We signed Craig Reynolds, Mr. Netflix. He honestly did something so impressive. It blew my mind when I went and looked at some of the stats, and that is rushing for 100 yards in just his 2nd career start for the Lions and just in general. And I went back, looked at some of the numbers at all the guys that did rush for 100 yards, not many. It took them a few games, and only Billy Sims was the only Detroit Lions running back that came out swinging, and he rushed for 100 yards in his first career starts. But Barry Sanders took him 3 starts, Craig Reynolds 2. So I don't know, man. We might have another Barry Sanders sitting on our bench. So I was certainly happy that we signed him to the active roster and we didn't allow another team to scoop him up because Craig Reynolds he's a solid running back. And honestly, this might even be able to tip to the cap to our offensive line. So
Well, I want to kind of jump. Yes, offensive line, awesome. They do great. Real quick. I'm just going to be a stats guy this episode. Craig Reynolds has 224 yards rushing this year. 173 of them were yards created. And just to clarify, yards created are all yards above and beyond what was blocked for you. Yards created are generated by the runner after the first evaded tackle. So once the first tackler has a chance at Craig Reynolds, he has gotten dang near 85% of his yards, meaning yes, offensive line does look good. I think we look a little bit better when it comes to pass blocking than it does run blocking. But regardless, Craig Reynolds did almost all this on his own. The first tackler got to him and he said, "Not today, sir." And then the next one and he said, "Not today, sir." And the dude just rumbled and stumbled. Craig Reynolds, what an amazing find. I still think Jamar Jefferson is worthwhile. This is why we were saying bye-bye Jamal Williams. Like, I love the dude, but I don't need Jamal Williams on my team anymore. We got Craig, we got Jamar, and we got Swift. Hell, let's go draft Haskins from Michigan, and maybe we'll have a freaking solid complete.
Craig Reynolds went to Kutztown. That's the name of the school I think he went to.
Community college.
This dude was sitting on the couch, a normal dude. It's almost like some inspirational type story stuff going here with Craig Reynolds. And he looks durable. I'd rather have him getting carries right now than Jamal Williams. And I love Jamal Williams. But if you had to tell me, okay, I need 3 yards on a good zone scheme, I think I might be picking Craig Reynolds. He's just, he has like some kind of juice that even DeAndre Swift doesn't run with. Even though DeAndre Swift is an elite type of running back in his own way, Craig Reynolds has this different kind of juice that none of the other running backs have. So I'm excited to keep the guy going forward, like going into next season. And it might be at the cost of Jamal Williams, but I love you, Swaggy. I love you.
I agree, man. It sucks because, we all love Jamal and he's been such a fan favorite. But we spent some draft capital on Jamar, and he's, looked solid. And we get Craig Reynolds coming in, who has looked pretty good enough to earn himself a spot. And then the sad part is our boy Godwin Igwebuike, or however you pronounce it, he might be the odd man out, which sucks next year. He might, hopefully he finds a way to stay on either the practice squad or finds a role on special teams and makes a case there. But I don't see him making a spot for running backs with Swift, Jamal Williams. Williams is going to be there next year. He's got 1 more year left on his contract, but I think that's it. Craig Reynolds, he's got plans. Dan Campbell likes him. And then we drafted Jefferson. So Godwin, hope he finds a spot, but it's not going to be a running back.
It's a crowded backfield. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why you don't draft him early.
And I will say, this is credit to Deuce Staley, man. He freaking gets Craig Reynolds, Netflix dude that no one's heard of, sends him out there with not a perfect Detroit Lions offensive line. We're still missing a few guys, including Ragnow, our center, and he gets 100-yard rushing performance out of Craig Reynolds. So hats off to Deuce Staley and the offensive line.
Real quick, while you're talking about Deuce Staley, I'm starting to see something develop here that I didn't really appreciate and understand earlier in the season was transpiring. And that is Dan Campbell's coaching staff that he assembled. The way he assembled his coaching staff, all these fairly young coaches, for all former players at different positional groups, Aaron Glenn, Deuce Staley,
Mark Brunell,
Anthony Lynn, Antoine Randall, Hank Fraley. All these guys are former players. Shepard, I believe, Kelvin Shepard is the linebackers coach, former player. You could see what the coaching staff is doing to the youth. Like it's developing the youth faster than maybe a different kind of coaching staff, like a Matt Patricia type would. They're getting that development out of these guys because they have firsthand experience on the NFL from not too long ago, and they all kind of mesh together. Dan Campbell, there seems to be no friction, even with Anthony Lynn, who got pretty much demoted, just got ripped away. You're not hearing reports about any kind of dysfunction amongst the coaching staff in the front office or anything. Everything is cohesive right now. And I give credit to Dan Campbell for assembling that coaching staff the way he did to get what he's getting out of the young Lion players right now.
And you can also see the improvement from the coaches themselves. You know what I mean? Like on a game-to-game basis, not just what they've done to the youth on this team and what they've kind of showed with these players that how to win, even in a losing organization. They're teaching themselves. I feel like I've seen Mark Brunell grow as a quarterbacks coach. We saw and then all of a sudden, he's our quarterbacks start playing well, and everyone's like, well, Dan Campbell's doing the play calling. But I think Mark Brunell growing is also a big part of this team. So it's very fun to see these young coaches. I hope Deuce doesn't go anywhere because I know his name's going to be thrown around in head coaching jobs.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. Exactly. Aaron Glenn's name's going to be thrown around.
I think we still have one more year with all our coaches. Lions weren't good enough to really put someone on the radar.
If they stay on the right path, we're gonna get robbed next season.
Yeah.
We're gonna get robbed next season.
That's the thing, though. I agree with you. I agree with you with our big guys. I think, though, again, Duke Staley could become an offensive coordinator with the team. And right now he's a running backs coach, assistant head coach. I think that's an upgrade to get an offensive coordinator position. But other than that, I do think you're right. I think pretty much everyone's going to stay for another year until we win the Super Bowl next year, and then they're just going to start being picked up.
Agreed.
Yes, sir. Moving on, the Lions, we were absolutely robbed of the Pro Bowl, and I think we were all expecting this. And we did not get a single Pro Bowl player. Some of this other irony is Matthew Stafford didn't make the Pro Bowl either. So the Pro Bowl hates on just all Lions from all sorts. If you have any Lion background, it's good luck. You're not making the Pro Bowl. So
we get hated on. You're right.
No Jack Fox, no Amani Oruwariye, no Hockenson was an alternate. We did have 4 alternates, which were really weird ones besides Hockenson. We had Jonah Jackson, which blew my mind how he became an alternate. I know they're different positions over Sewell. Jonah Jackson, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who I guess for special teams. That's a wild card. Sometimes bad players. I should say bad players, but not star players make that. And then Jason Kabinda, our fullback, who he's a great dude in the community, but have you guys ever known Kabinda to be a dominant fullback?
He's had a good year. He's had his best year as a pro as far as running and catching, being involved in the offense just a little bit. And he's very good special teams player. So he's a nice little piece. And he kind of is like Dan Campbell's type of player. So it works.
Got a touchdown against Arizona.
Yep.
And I will say, Amanio, he was probably the most snubbed. And it sucked because he's in the NFC and he had to compete with Trevon Diggs, who has 11 interceptions, Mr. Jalen Ramsey, who's got all the fame and all the the praise in the world, and then former Lion Darius Slay, who has just honestly been having a career year. Honestly, he's 2 defensive touchdowns, multiple interceptions, but Amani Oruwariye, 3rd in interceptions in the NFL. And 2nd in QB rating amongst all players that were targeted 50-plus times. So he definitely needs that respect. I think him kind of getting thrusted into the CB1 position, he flew under the radar heavily. But next year, Amanio is going to be on the map.
Yeah. To be all honest, the Pro Bowl is a joke. Who cares about the Pro Bowl?
I
even tweeted this out. It's the biggest joke in the NFL outside of the referees.
All I want to see is Sewell make that one first or second All-Pro. I'll be happy.
Yeah, the All-Pro is where it counts. If we can get an All-Pro player, that's what matters. not the freaking fans, not this freaking
You know
popularity.
You know what the
Fans should be
Pro
like
Bowl?
10%
You know what the
vote,
Pro?
honestly.
You know who should vote for the Pro Bowl? The Pro Bowl should be like the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like it should be coaches, players, writers, whatever little pool. Do not involve fans.
No.
Because first of all, the average fan don't have no idea who's playing good and who's not. They just see a certain name. Oh, snap, Julio Jones, Pro Bowl.
Whatever
Or
ESPN tells them.
Yeah.
Whatever ESPN tells them.
Who's some guys that made the Pro Bowl this year that was like, I can't think of any because I don't recall the list.
One weird one was Kyler Murray made it over Stafford, which was like Stafford's having an amazing year and just stomped on Murray.
Murray was injured for a month, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Why is this guy even in the Pro Bowl? This is it's stupid.
And then Cordell Patterson, 11 touchdowns. He was snubbed too.
He didn't make it? Oh
No.
my gosh. That's just, I don't know. It's tough. Also, again, the Pro Bowl is a joke. Like, no one even watches that. When was the last time you guys ever turned on a Pro Bowl? I haven't turned on a Pro Bowl since I was like 10. You know what I mean? Like,
all you're doing is hoping your player don't get hurt on some stupid shit.
Yeah. That's 100% right. If the Pro Bowl was in Detroit, maybe I'd go watch it. But
it'd be like the circus.
It's exactly it, dude. That's your exactly right.
You know, let's go bring the kids out. Let's have ponies. It's boring, bro. Nobody watches the Pro Bowl.
Nobody watches the football. That's 100% right.
Pro Bowl is dumb, but
all pro teams though, I respect those. You know, I
all
look
pros.
out for all pro teams.
Yep, those are accolades. Those are the highest of honors, in my opinion, in the NFL.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Amani O snuck onto like a second team All Pro.
Amani and Sewell. Those are the two, I think.
The closest to all pro status, I would say.
Yeah.
And then before we get into this double game breakdown, hats off to you, Nick, for finding this little stat. Our head coach, Dan Campbell, is now 1-0 against teams that are 5+ games over 500. And we looked back, no coach at Lions. I should say Lions history, but
I stopped going after Schwartz. I was like, this is bad.
That's enough. But yeah, Schwartz was like 0-10 or something. Caldwell 0-8, Patricia 0-3, and Bevel like 0-1 or 0-2.
Yep.
So huge list of losing to teams that were 5 games over 500. And Dan Campbell, first try he gets, and bam, takes down the Cardinals.
First coach in the Detroit Lions since 2003. I believe it was 2003 head coach was, oh my gosh, I cannot remember it. I should know that by heart. It is
Marty Morningwig.
Oh, is it Marty Morningwig? I think it was Marty Morningwig. God, if he was the last coach,
that was his last season, I believe.
Terrible. Anyways. Yeah, so way to go, Dan Campbell, on that. It is atrocious. He's gonna have another shot though. Green Bay is gonna be 5+ games over 500 when we play them, probably. So
and
let's see if we can go 2-0.
Is that home or is that in Lambeau?
That's in Lambeau, I believe, right? Where's that home?
What was week 2? Yeah, I think week 2 was home.
No, we're home. We're home.
Lambeau. Yeah, I think
because we played in Lambeau. That was the game that it snowed or it rained in the second half. Yeah. And Jared Goff fumbled twice.
That's right. Yeah. We were up 17-16.
He couldn't grip the damn ball in that damn Lambeau.
Right. Yeah. Man.
He has notoriously small hands.
And see,
get him out of here.
We're in an excellent position in which the Lions are pretty locked into this number 2 pick, in which the Jaguars, they would have to lose next week win next week, and the Lions would have to lose out for us to swing it. And the Jaguars, unfortunately, play the Patriots, who are coming off a loss. And to make things worse, it's in New England. So not a chance in hell Bill Belichick's going to lose to a rookie quarterback coming off a loss. So Jaguars just about got that number 1 pick locked up. But now the Lions have a little breathing room in which we could win another game and still be locked into that number 2 spot. So if the Lions want to mess around and take out Green Bay, final game of the season, to mess up their number 1 seed hopes, oh, baby, I would love that so much. But all in all, we pretty much got that number 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, like I said about 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago, that's what I wanted. I don't want that first pick. To be honest, I want Kayvon Thibodeau over Aiden Hutchinson.
I like it, man. Let the Jaguars mess up, you know.
I don't think you're gonna be able to mess up. But the thing is, like, it's just your environment. Like,
I feel like they're both number 1 pick worthy.
Yeah, it's 1A, 1B.
If the Jaguars want to pass on Hutchinson and gift the homeboy to the Lions, I'll be perfectly happy with that. But I'm also cool with Thibodeau at 2.
So I'm going to speak something terrible into existence here, and I hope this does not come true. No, but I'm going to knock on wood to make sure this doesn't come true. But I'm super interested. And most people will be like, why would you even say this if this happens? Like, I'm going to be crucified, and it is what it is. But I'm still very interested to see what you boys have to say. Aiden Hutchinson playing Georgia this weekend. What if he tears his ACL? Okay. So his return won't be until next year. And Michigan wins, sure, and then it's right after he's celebrating and he tears it, whatever. We'll even say they win and they go to the championship, they beat Alabama, and then he tears ACL celebrating, regardless. So they can get their championship. But anyways, so he's not going to be back until December next year. Right. So Kayvon Thibodeau gets drafted first overall. Are we drafting Aiden Hutchinson to waste 1 year? You know, like the Titans did with Jeffrey Simmons. He tore his ACL in a bowl game. They got him. He didn't play for a year, and now he's one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the NFL. They got him at draft the pick 28 or something.
Didn't one of the Bosa brothers do that too?
I think he got injured the first week of camp or something. I think he was already drafted.
It was already drafted. So I'm saying pre-draft, we know he's not going to be playing the whole first year. But he still has that first year of his contract. It's a 5-year contract, but we lose one of those years. Do you draft Aiden Hutchinson second overall or no? Just out of curiosity.
I would say no, not second overall. I would try to look for a trade back to, 7, 10, something around there. As you know, Nick, teams are looking for quarterbacks. So there's any type of, Kenny Pickett going crazy, and actually he's not even playing his bowl game. So not a lot of stocks can be raised. Malik Willis already played.
The combine's going to move a lot of stocks.
Exactly, yeah. So I guess that'll end the pro days too. So I guess there still is more.
So ultimately, you're saying no. You do not you would not take Hutchinson second.
I'd rather take a Kyle Hamilton or.
Oh my God, that'd be so nice to have Kyle Hamilton on our team.
I can't think of the guy's name. He's got a really weird last name. Carl something. Carl Laftis, I want to say.
Is that it? I can't remember.
I think he's defensive lineman for Georgia. Or South Carolina. It's a red team. I don't know.
He's from Iowa, right?
I've seen him trend to the Lions, and I haven't looked at him or anything, but a couple of my buddies are big on him. If we didn't get Hutchinson or Thibodeau, so.
Real quick about Hutchinson with the torn ACL, Nick.
Which won't happen, but just in case, I want to know your answer.
You know what I would do if I was the Lions and I really believed Hutchinson was the real deal Holyfield, like they believe Penei Sewell was, because you could tell by their reaction when they drafted him that they knew he was good. They knew they knew that they got what they got. If they think they're getting what they're getting with Hutchinson, even with a torn ACL, which players can recover from and return to form from, you'll just be losing that first year out of him, so it'd be a slower development maybe. But you're still getting a premier edge rusher. If you believe you're getting a premier edge rusher, I would take Hutchinson at 2, still with the torn ACL. And I would, if I was Brad Holmes, take Hutchinson at 2 and possibly look at trading higher up into the first round to get somebody else.
You're crazy. You're crazy. For all the listeners also who was wondering who Adam was talking about, George Karlaftis from Purdue, edge rusher, broke onto the scene. Let's just read real quick. Purdue edge defender George Karlaftis, I probably am butchering that, might be the best power rusher in this year's class. This is a prospect who exploded onto the scene during a breakout 2019 freshman season and since pieced together another tremendous campaign for the Boilermakers in 2021. Projected right now as the 6th best overall prospect. Obviously, Hutchinson 1, Thibodeau 2, Hamilton 3 that we already talked about, and then you can kind of make or break. So Adams, that's not like either or. Take Hutchinson, wait a year, trust that he's the man. Skip out on Hutchinson, go after Carl Aftis or however you say this, and get possibly maybe the best one of, there's a lot of good edge rushers coming out this year, which is different than last year, where the first edge rusher, I believe, was Miami's like Jason Awayu or whatever, and he went like 15th or overall to the Giants or something of that nature. All those are really wrong. This year, there's a huge, like a slew of edge rushers. We have to get an edge rusher first. I was just curious what you guys would like, how much. So we found out basically Julius is the biggest Aiden Hutchinson fan of all time. He's like, hell yeah, that dude can be out for 4 years and I'm still taking him second overall.
What I saw I'm going to repeat myself for the third straight week on this show, Nick.
Right.
What I saw against Ohio State, what he did against Ohio State, I was like, that is what I want to see on the Lions for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I agree. Him and Okora on the side. Oh, my God. It'd be dirty. Do you think we should re-sign Romeo Okora? Probably not, right, guys?
It depends on the price.
Because didn't we sign? It was a 1-year deal. I'm pretty sure we signed him last year. Right?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
Was it 3 years? I think it was an option in. It might have been an option in the second, third year. I think he's sticking around next year. I thought it was like a big money 1-year contract, but well, if I'm wrong, then that'd be nice. You got the. We could look it up on the side, but I believe it was multi-year. It was like 3 years, $30 million.
You know who we did? Yeah, I think that's what it was. No, we got it was like a 3-year, $14 million extension. So yeah, we got him till 2024 if we want.
He's on he's on the roster. Romeo, hopefully he comes back strong from the Achilles.
Damn, I hope they both turn out great so we can just call them the Bash Bros. Like I've been waiting for 2 years now to call these boys the Bash Bros. And
Julian's getting better right along with the rest of the defensive youth core. I mean, I could name like 10 names right now on that defense that are undrafted free agents.
I was watching the game. There was some cornerback. I think he's a white guy cornerback, which is super rare. Like I don't even know. I mean, maybe it wasn't, but regardless, I saw the name and I was like, I don't even know who this guy is. I have never even heard of this guy before. We are pulling grocery baggers out of the freaking store to come play for us right now.
For real. And we got some keepers. AJ Parker. Yeah. I mean, Jerry Jacobs.
Yeah.
Even Jalen Reeves-Maybin, I want to keep him. I feel like he got better this year.
He's exploded. Dan Campbell got the best out of him.
Aaron Glenn. That's what Jalen Reeves-Maybin shined this year, and it's the first time he ever really got snaps, and he showed up. Then you got Derek Barnes and even the kid from Wayne State. His name escapes me. The linebacker. 57. Is it Tavante Beckett or?
There's a ton of names I don't even know on this team right now, so probably it's Tavante.
Levi, Alan McNeil, Julian Okwara, Austin Bryant, even all these guys they're playing. They're playing and they're getting
Charles Harris, who isn't maybe our youth.
Yes, sir. That's what I was about to say. Charles Harris.
Yes.
We got to talk about. He deserves his own.
I think
segment.
Adam's been waiting 2 minutes to transition to Charles Harris.
He's on we signed him to a damn cheap 1 year. So. Yes. My gut feeling is he's going bye-bye to someone that pays up for him.
You don't think we retain him? Like we got cap room. We got cap room.
We do.
It depends on the price. I'm not giving him Trey Flowers money or even anything close to it.
Yeah.
Like Would you give him Romeo Okora money? Or Romeo only did it 1 year.
Yeah, I give him Romeo Okora money. I would. He deserves it. This dude might break out, and if we give him Romeo Okora money, dude might break out for 15 sacks next season.
But do we give him that much money and then go draft an edge rusher first overall anyway?
Yes.
Or do we say, okay, 10-4? All right.
There's never a shortage on pass rush, bro. You can't have too many pass rushers. If you got 5 pass rushers on your team, good job, GM.
Yeah, kudos. Yeah, exactly. It'll especially pay off dividends in December, January, when guys are starting to really get banged up and injured, and you just have another slew of guys coming after you. Oh, you're right. You're 100% right.
But Charles Harris has been a beast.
How many sacks he got this year now? 8?
10?
7, 8, 9? Wait, 10?
I don't know. Did he have 2? No. He might have 8.
Wait, how many
1.5. Oh, Stupid thing's loading.
8.5.
Last year. 11.5?
Last
He
year?
had 10. I think 10 or 11.
10 or 11. He led the team 10 or 11. And Charles Harris has 11.5 this year. That's what we like to see. That's progress. I mean, different guys, but higher leaders.
Man, I will say no. Harris has 7.5.
Good. We need to get him a hosting job.
Hey, he's starting to like the Lions, and I just want to say this publicly. I want to thank Dan Campbell for giving my son hope as a young Lions fan. He's only 7. This dude was about to dip on me. This dude was about to dip on me for the Chiefs or the Falcons, but Dan Campbell and the win, specifically that win against Minnesota last second. My son is a Lions fan now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Changing the culture.
That's all it takes, baby. Let's go.
Starts with the youth.
There we go.
Yeah, so heading back to the contract talk. Right now, Romeo Okwara is getting paid the 18th most defensive end, most paid defensive end, which is more than some good guys. It's I will say he's getting more than Yannick and Goku, who has kind of proven himself in the past. But he's honestly.
He also proved to be like a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah, honestly, I think he has a great contract for where he is. He can come back from that Achilles injury.
Right, but my question is, if we give him like Charles Harris, Romeo Okwara money, then all of a sudden we have 2 of the top 20 highest paid edge rushers, and we're drafting one.
And that's part of the reason why I think we might not be able to get Harris back.
I think you might be right.
And because if Julian Okwara, keeps gaining momentum, and it'll be interesting. I mean, I'd love to have him back, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. My pops brought right there. He kind of stole it from me because I was going to bring that up at some point today, but I'll just bring it up right now since this was brought up. Shout out Tom Faber. Dad, I was just there for Christmas. Great times. Dan Campbell has gone for fourth down 35 times this year. The record was set in 1995 by the New England Patriots, who tried 39 times. Now, yes, we have an extra game, so we probably wouldn't have broken that record after a 16-game season. But with 17 games, that means all we got to do is go for fourth down 2.5 times each game of the next 2 games, and we're breaking records. I don't know if that's a record I want to break. I don't know if I'm excited. We've only converted 10 of the 35 right now. In comparison, the Patriots converted 17 of their 39. So we won't even be able to beat their percentage, but we may be able to beat the times. I don't know if I love it. And when asked about it, Dan Campbell said, he was asked about the growth or whatever about fourth downs, and he said, hopefully this will never change. Meaning, we should expect 40 times a year that we're going for it on fourth down. That's kind of crazy.
I don't mind that, but what I need to see, I just need to see one. Jared Goff, massive hard count, like a 4th and 1. The entire defense is like, it's the line. They're going for this. And Goff just the manliest, loudest, Aaron Rodgeriest.
Goff don't have that.
You're exactly right, Adam. That's what's going to start happening. And Nick, you said you don't love it. I love it. You know why? Because
planting seeds.
You know why I love it? It has helped us a lot this season, believe it or not. It's hurt us a few times, but it's helped us too. When we have a better team, let that be next year after, when our roster is better and we have more talent, that trait is going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. And I think it's going to, it's going to help us more than hurt us. So I like it. I like that style.
I've always been the guy who plays Madden and kicks field goals. Yeah. Like I know.
You only kick field goals online.
Riley Patterson might give us a reason to start kicking more field goals because he is perfect in his NFL career.
I think we got our special teams locked up.
I hope he's a double-decade kicker. I'm hoping, dude. That would be outstanding.
That would let Dan Campbell give him easier choices.
The fact of the matter is, points win games. Yes, touchdowns win games over field goals. I get that. I do get that. But when your offense is scoring 16 points a game, I just can't buy into going for it on fourth down. Now, hopefully you're right. We're planting these seeds. Next year, when we have a better squad, we'll be more familiarized. But maybe he's showing too many of his cards early. I mean, Jack Fox looks like one of the best quarterbacks on the team right now. And if we want to go for it on fourth down, Jack Fox better just be throwing it every time. I trust Jack Fox on fourth down more than I trust Jared Goff. We've converted 10 out of 35. That is not okay. Field goals. Out of all those fourth downs, maybe 30 of them were in field goal range. 25, we'll say. Probably would have made 20, 25 of those. Right? 20 if there was 25 attempts, 25 if there was 30 attempts. That's so many points. What's 30 times 3? That's 90 points. Points are hard to come by in the NFL. Spare me. I'm trying to do this Madden act. John Harbaugh did it too. Right? John Harbaugh started doing it like later in his career after he won a Super Bowl. There hasn't been enough success when the extra point got pushed back, and Mike Tomlin said, "I'm only going for 2," very similar to going for a fourth down. It was very unsuccessful. Points are hard to come by, even if it's an extra point. Get any point that you can at any possible situation in the NFL. That's how Bill Belichick wins games. You do not see him going for it for fourth down on 40 times. Yeah, you see him win successfully many times. And it's because he puts points on the board and he trusts his kicker. And sometimes he wins through his kicker. Dan Campbell's trying to win through his offense. And our offense is garbage. It's terrible. So, but again, I get what you guys are saying is we're planting these seeds for the future endeavors of the Detroit Lions. I just don't know if I'm okay with that. And when it comes to a massive fourth down and we lose a game because of it, I'm not on that side of, well, we tried the analytics. I'm not on that side. Tie that game. Go to overtime. Let's see what we can do. Get the field goal. That's just me. I'm sorry.
I agree, Nick. And I mean, I agree to an extent. I will say if the Lions scored over 25 points in all their games, we'd be sitting at 9-6, which is we would be in the playoffs right now. So 25 points is not really asking a lot. It's asking a little bit, but it's not asking a lot. There are, hold on, let me count the teams real quick. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 15 teams in the NFL averaging over 25 points. That means if the Lions have a top 15 offense next year or just moving forward, with our defense, we definitely should be able to compete for the playoffs. So,
and that'll make fourth downs easier. We'll have a better team. We will have Riley Patterson hopefully settled. We'll have our kicker. We won't be dealing with Randy Bullock and Santos and who is that weird kicker that we had for a minute? Is that the one who missed it in Pittsburgh? Whoever missed it in Pittsburgh?
Santoso.
No, Santoso.
Oh, that was okay. So Cyber Santoso. Yeah, hopefully we have that. So maybe we won't have to do that anymore. It is kind of interesting though that Campbell might set the record for most fourth down attempts in a season.
Well, we're talking about the fourth downs. I wasn't going to bring this up till the end while we're talking about the Falcons game, but might as well just talk about it now. It's 4th and 5, end of the game. Lions are down 20-13, and Lions are on the 8-yard line.
And they
down a touchdown, and we kick a field goal.
We do kick a field goal.
So
this was the time I was okay with the fourth down.
I am totally convinced that Dan Campbell, someone told him, hey, the Jets are going to win this game, or like some sort of, or no, I'm sorry. The Jaguars might win this game. So if you guys win this game, you're not going to get that number 1 spot. And I'm confident Campbell knew, just like, we already got our win. I beat the Cardinals last week. Kick a field goal here.
I don't think that's in Campbell's body.
He was being safe, like Nick wanted him to be. Maybe haven't made
honestly, he made the right call. Boyle had a shot to win the game.
That's literally
orchestrated the last drive.
We trusted our defense, who had held Atlanta to 20, realistically 13 points all game, 20 points. We got the stop like we assumed we would. Everything that was the perfect, honestly, I would have just gone for it right there. That was the one time I was like, all right, dude. I wasn't even really watching the Lions game. I had to rewatch it on Monday. But on Sunday, I was way more invested in fantasy. But my dad's like, hey, we're doing this. Okay. Let me check in. Let me see what's going on. Right as I do it, we kick this field. I'm like, it's kind of bullshit. I'm rewatching the game. I see why he did it, but we did get it. We did do the right thing. And then all of a sudden, Tim Boyle leads us down. I was like, no. After all the smack we done talked about him for months and months and months,
He was throwing some dimes.
He was all right, except we kept trying 6 false starts. I'm pretty sure we had.
Yeah, that was weird.
He didn't manage the game well.
Dan Campbell came out and said he tried to have Tim Boyle do all these hard counts because Tim Boyle in his previous 2 starts has drawn 4 offsides because he's got a very Aaron Rodgers cadence, like you were alluding to earlier. So Dan Campbell wanted to get that. But because it seems like the rest of the offense was used to Jared Goff's girly voice, I'm pretty sure that they just weren't ready for Boyle. And he ended up, I'm pretty sure he was the reason we had all these false starts.
He was just scaring the shit out of them.
He was scaring them, exactly. What? Yeah, exactly.
They said Jared talks like this. This is how down said hike.
Have any of you guys seen Don't Look Up, the movie yet?
No, but someone else just told me to watch it today. So
go watch it. Anyways, there's a guy who talks just like that. He sounds like the guy.
What character?
I don't know. Like it's the lead. It's not the lead.
I'll know.
You'll see it. You'll obviously hear the voice. He sounds like the guy from Family Guy. I can't do a good impersonation.
Old Man Herbert?
Yeah, Old Man Herbert. That's what Justin Herbert. I'm sorry. That's what Jared Goff sounds like in the freaking hunt. So. Ready, hot. So spare me. Like, I think that's why we got 6 false starts. Campbell also brought up a couple times where, he said he got the play in late to Boyle through the headset. On the interception that Boyle threw, Campbell said he should have, Boyle came out and straight up said he didn't know if it was man or zone. And it was his fault for not reading that properly when he threw it to Khalif was picked off. And then Campbell came out and said it was his fault for not calling a play that's going to have a man in motion, is even a small running back out from the slot into the backfield to show Boyle if it's man. And those are mistakes that Campbell's going to have, especially now that he's play calling. But I don't ever want to hear about that again. I don't ever want to hear that again. If you have a rookie quarterback in there, and this is for the game-winning play, you need to be smarter than that, Dan Campbell. You need to put that not in hindsight. I don't want to hear about it in hindsight. I don't want to hear about referees saying this was a penalty in hindsight. I don't want to hear about Dan Campbell saying I should have done this. Do it in game time. You are an NFL head coach. Be better. But anyways, it was a good play. It was a good drive. Tim Boyle, he proved us, I feel like, wrong maybe. We were maybe not wrong, but at least quieted us
a little better than what we expected.
Yeah,
hey, Tim Boyle. It was hilarious. Real quick, Julius, before you get into it, I sent a text to my buddies when Lions went up 7-0 or whatever, or we had that first 3-sack opening drive, and we sacked them 3 times. I texted my buddies. I was like, no way the Lions and Tim Boyle will blow this game. And then 20, 30 minutes later, they're like, damn, Stark, Tim Boyle's actually playing pretty good. You called it. And I was like, no, I was trying to jinx him. I didn't think he was going to play good.
Shit.
Listen,
at this point,
Tim
I'm all about winning.
I still want to upgrade at the backup quarterback position over Tim Boyle. I feel like we can upgrade at that position. Tim Boyle he throws a pretty football with time and rhythm, but he just doesn't have full command. His footwork is shoddy. He underthrows quite a bit. Even though sometimes it works with the underthrows, but a lot of times it don't. But he's okay. Do it again. This time, win the game, and then you could be our back. I'd be cool with backup Tim Boyle. You know what I'm saying?
See, we're privileged. We're used to Sean Hill. You know what I mean?
Sean Hill.
There'll never be a better backup than Sean Hill.
Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll was good. He won games for us. Now we just got backups that can't win, and I don't like it.
Well, let's dive back in real quick to recap these couple games. The Lions absolutely manhandled the Cardinals. And
that
Aaron
was crazy.
Glenn, he had a quote, a comment, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But it was how he coached the game was honestly, I think, the reason why we just dominate Kyler Murray so bad. Aaron Glenn, had played Russell Wilson previously in his career with the Saints, and I want to say 2018 or whatever, and they focused on stopping Wilson's legs. They wanted to keep him contained, make him throw the ball. You know what Russell Wilson did? He threw for 425 yards. And Aaron Glenn swore to himself he would never play against a running quarterback to cater against their running. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't try to spy Kyler Murray all game. He just let him play his game. And Kyler Murray finished 4 carries, 3 yards, which...
That game was nuts. The first 2 drives for both teams, I'm pretty sure the Lions had out-snapped them like 30 or 28 snaps to 6. 2 straight 3-and-outs against them. And then second half, they're like, all right, 17-3, time for the Lions to blow it. Until Amani O just makes this amazing diving, spectacular pick, roll, jump, run down to like the 5-yard line. It was unbelievable. It had everybody talking. Everybody ran. That game was nuts. Never believed we were going to win that game. What a good win.
Real quick, though, the Lions, that Cardinals game, you know what it showed me? It showed me that I'm dead serious about this. This is not a hot take. The Lions might have an elite defense as early as next season. With health and continued development, and with the scheme Aaron Glenn got and the way they playing for Dan Campbell, the Lions defense could be top 10 next year. I'm just going to put that out there. It's a strong possibility at this point, to be honest, depending on how Brad Holmes goes about the offseason. Hopefully he does another good job. But hey, Lions defense, we're gonna be roaring. Let's see if we can find an offense. That's the question.
If only. But we have this young core. We get all our injured guys back. And then you add to the mix Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe you add a guy like not Lorenzo Neal. Oh my gosh. Who am I thinking of from Alabama?
The linebacker.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'll find it right now.
Nakobe Dean, Georgia.
Yeah, Dean. There we go. Exactly. You add someone like him, David Lloyd. Then all of a sudden you add a safety, like the guy out of Penn State. What if we add 3 top 33 draft picks to our defense, plus get Okuda back, Iffy back, Romeo back, all these guys back? It will be
a free agent or two.
And a free agent or two. Oh my.
You know what's awesome? The thing I love the most about this defense and just what has happened this year, Aaron Glenn, Jerry Jacobs, and Amani O has made every Lions fan forget about the Jeff Okuda injury and the fact that we honestly very well could have blown a top 3 pick. And I'm not saying it's for sure a bust pick, but he's got an uphill battle. So hats off to Aaron Glenn for, turning this ship around. And hats off for Jerry Jacobs and Amani stepping up.
Hey, Tom, I said top 10. I said top 10. Top 5, I know it's a stretch. I said top 10, though.
I like it. Yes, I think so too, man. We had a lot of raw talent come week 1. And now we're finally getting a solid, full, clear picture of what we got. So things are going good. Honestly, what I love the most about that Arizona game was Matt Prater was their leading scorer. I guess Matt Prater and Kyler and Christian Kirk all tied for 6 points. But Prater, for quite some time, was scoring the most for the Cardinals. And, boy, I was loving that.
Yes. Way to go, Lions. Matt Prater. My man.
And then how funny was it? The Cardinals, their Twitter, they totally just went into shock, man. They had no clue what the hell happened.
Hey, Arizona versus everybody.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
That was before the game.
I retweeted that and was like, this is like when you get caught cheating and you got to make an apology video.
They did do a good apology, though. They made
video. I guess. Well, it should not have taken 2 weeks for that to come out.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. But hey, man, I'm happy the Lions could give them that embarrassment. That was great. And hats off to Jared Goff for just absolutely owning Arizona, I guess. So hopefully we play Arizona in the NFC Championship game next year because I'll feel great about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but we get Seattle this week, so.
We'll talk about it in a few when we get to Seattle. But just to recap the Falcons game, We start off first drive. Aleem McNeil, awesome sack, just kind of patient in the pocket, lets the quarterback come to him. He's looking like a solid piece. Derek Barnes, next man up, he gets a sack, and then Austin Bryant capped it off with a sack. So we start out 3 sacks in that first drive. Lions defense was balling. I thought we were going to absolutely run away with this game. It was a little bit different, but one thing, this was probably my favorite moment of the entire game. Dan Campbell, I knew he was calling plays, and I want the Lions to just have some sort of pizzazz. You know me, I've been preaching. I want to see 360, Pat Mahomes spins, little just creative things. And what did Dan Campbell do? He did a fake power left, jet sweep to Amon-Ra to the left. So it was like, it looked like a play action pass, and like Goff was rolling out to his right. But as he was rolling out, Amon-Ra was running right in front of him, and he just hands it off. And it wasn't a huge gain, but it was like a gain of 7 or 8. And it was a play I honestly had never seen, and I loved it.
Yep. Always good to see creativeness coming from our coaches. It's like in the Water Boy. It's like in the Water Boy when he finally he gets his mojo back. The coach does.
They seem to have it, especially with the trick plays, like the fake punts and the fake kicks and the fourth, like the end arounds and the screens. You could see the playbook almost develop before your very eyes, what it was in the beginning of the season to what the scheme is now on both sides of the ball. It's very interesting to watch.
It is, but same conclusion. I mean, we should have beat Atlanta right there.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we would have won that game. We have been so hot. I think our young team needs to learn how to win right now. Draft picks be damned. Let's go win. Let's go win these next 2 games. Let's beat Seattle. They're very beatable.
3 out of 4 last, which would have been a nice little streak we had going. But I'm just glad it wasn't, a blowout, or we didn't see Kyle Pitts go for I know he did go for 100 yards, but at least it wasn't like him beating us. And,
right.
It was kind of just, honestly, Tim Boyle interception at the end was pretty much the game right there.
That's a hilarious comparison, man.
That is great. Shout out Harry Winkler, dude. He's the man. Fonzie, coach. He was one of the best coaches, you know what I mean? Like for Waterboy, just a great actor. He's hilarious. I love that.
And then also, boys, do we need to give Jack Fox some QB reps next year? That dude's he can sling it. I mean, I don't know if he's got a rocket arm, can sling it like 50 yards, but a 10 to 15 yarder, he puts that on the money.
All I'm saying is we just don't need to spend money on a backup quarterback. Get rid of any backup quarterbacks. Let's just have Goff, and if he goes down, Fox is up, baby. Let's let Fox run. Back in the day, in the 90s, the Patriots did that. They had one quarterback, Drew Bledsoe, on their staff before, obviously drafted Tom Brady. Tom Tupa was their punter and their backup quarterback. So it's been done before.
That's awesome. Ironically, on my freshman and sophomore year, CC football, my quarterback played kick returner, punter, kicker, and quarterback. So Jack Fox wants to try to do it all. I've seen it done.
Let's do it. I'm down.
What else? You guys want
to? Jack Fox snubbed from the Pro Bowl. Another one.
Yeah, man. I knew it was coming, but I didn't want it to happen. Fox he's having another great year. He's locked in as honestly a top 3 puncher in the NFL. I think it rotates between the top 3. I know Hecker is great. I know Trestman for the Washington's pretty good. There's a few other guys that are pretty solid, but Fox, he'll get there. I'm confident. He's also a good kind of people's player. So once the Lions start trending upwards and we get the fans rolling, I think Fox will get in.
Yeah, I agree.
But the Detroit Lions are traveling to Seattle to face the Seahawks, in which I'm a little bit more confident that we can maybe win, because we just saw the Bears beat the Seahawks in a surprise fashion in Seattle last week. And
in the snow.
In the snow, too. That was weird. And the Seahawks have just not been it this year. And we got to stop telling ourselves this is the bad or the good Seahawks. They got Russell Wilson, DK, Lockett, Pete Carroll. It's different now. This team is very beatable. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win. And if you told me that week 1, I would say, hell no, in Seattle, it is not happening. But then again, this could be, a bounce back game for the Hawks. So what do you guys think?
Well, I do know that our rush defense has been one of the best in the league lately, and Rashad Penny's going to get 0 yards. And I say that because I know my dad is watching, who is starting him in fantasy. I am starting Tyler Lockett, so hopefully if the Seahawks do score any points, it's all the Lockett. I really do think we could win this game, dude. Didn't you just say the Bears won? Like,
last week, man, they went for 2 and got it. Beat them.
Won. The Bears won. The Lions can easily beat the Seahawks. We did draw the same referees as who did not call the batted out ball when Calvin Johnson fumbled it at the 1 yard line, and I believe it was Bobby Wagner or someone batted the ball. Yeah, he bats the ball to the back of the end zone while the referee's the ref's looking right at it. He's like, I didn't see it. We got those referees. So ultimately, I feel like Detroit's going to be winning this game, but they'll be like hands to the face or something that helps Seattle get this last second touchdown, and they'll end up winning. I'm going to go 26-20 Seahawks.
I like it. I will say Seattle is a 7-point favorite, over under set at 42.5. So expect to be a low scoring game, but 7 seems like a lot. I mean, the Lions are also the third best team at covering in the NFL. Only the Packers and Cowboys are better. Nick, you said it. We are 10-5 against the spread. And I know those are Vegas odds, but I mean, if the Lions are beating Vegas, that's step 1. Step 2 is getting the wins outright. So
on the field, yes.
I'm glad to see that Vegas can't figure out who this Lions team is. So honestly, I would take the Lions plus the points. Julius?
Amen.
I would also take the Lions plus the points just based off fairly recent history. The Lions have done a really good job at covering, and in that regard. But as far as the actual game, Seattle versus Detroit can beat Seattle, okay? All it has to do is contain Russell Wilson like they contain Kyler Murray, and don't give him too much time to sling it off to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, because our secondary is still questionable if the quarterback has a lot of time and good receivers, a la Aaron Rodgers. So, we rather it be more Kyler Murray than Aaron Rodgers when it comes to Russell Wilson, which I think is fairly possible based on Seattle's offensive line, which is atrocious. Based on their whole offensive scheme is their rushing attack comes and goes, so their play action is ineffective. I think the Lions defense has been playing well enough to contain the Seattle offense enough to win this game. Now, can we score points against Seattle's defense, which is not the best, not the worst, trending towards not the worst, but yes, practically if Jared Goff starts and Amon-Ra St. Brown keeps it chugging and Craig Reynolds keeps it chugging, I don't know if DeAndre Swift is going to play or not. That'd be cool. Our offensive line can contain their defensive line based on the numbers, which would tell me we can effectively run the ball against them. I could see us winning in the fashion we should have won against Atlanta. Pretty much like a close, hard-fought win instead of a close, hard-fought loss. I'm going to go with the Lions 23, Seattle 17.
I like that. That's about what I'd have. I like the 6-point spreads. You guys both had them. I'm going to keep it at 6 too. I'm going to go a 16-10 Lions victory. I think it's going to be close, but this Seahawks team, they let up 25 against the Bears, 20 against the Rams. Don't really count the Texans. 23 to the 49ers. So honestly, I think it's going to come down to whoever could score, honestly, 25 points. If whatever team can score 25 points, I think they will 100% win. I know I said 10-16, which would mean neither team scores 25, so it's interesting. But I think the key is scoring 25 here. The Seahawks allow only 20 points per game, and they score. Give me 1 sec, but all in all, I think I'm going with a 6-point game as well. But here is the X factor. My question I want to bring up to you guys. Do you want DeAndre Swift to play one of these last 2 games, or are you just okay with him just going into the offseason, not risking any little silly injury for a meaningless win, essentially?
Sit him. No ACL tears for me.
Sit him. Rest his body up. He's a running back. He's approaching his prime, to be honest, and we need him in full health. Sit him. I'm cool with Craig Reynolds.
Yep, exactly. And with how Craig Reynolds and even, Jefferson and even Jamal Williams, who's going to be healthy, have been playing, give him the workload, let Swift's legs, take a break. We've seen running backs, if you could kind of extend their legs, they will play better. And one I can compare it the most to is, the Aaron Jones, I guess just him and himself. Matt LaFleur and Mike McCarthy did a great job of not just pushing him to this workhorse role that he should and could be, and instead they kind of split it up. And when there was blowouts, they would throw Jamal Williams in, and when they didn't need Jones, they would rest him. And right now, we don't need Swift, so I think we should rest him.
Yeah,
and to go back, the Seahawks, ironically, are scoring and allowing 20 points a game. So the magic number for the Lions all year was 21. If we scored 21 points, we would win, I believe, an extra, or we'd be 8 and 7 right now.
In the thick of the playoff race.
If we scored 25 points, we'd be 9 and 6. So,
well, we're 2-11-1. We're 2-12-1.
This is factual because we couldn't score points like 6 weeks straight in the middle of the season.
And then also, boys, one real last thing. The Lions, we are gelling at the right time. I know the Packers are being the Packers and going crazy, but Aaron Rodgers, he's old, man, and his toes are starting to fall off, and they call it a last dance, so who knows what's going to happen there. So if Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams were to leave Green Bay, absolutely huge. The Vikings, they just seem to always be stuck in the middle. They're good 1 week, bad 1 week, good 1 week, bad 1 week. And the Bears, I'm not sure Justin Fields is it. I mean, he might be a good quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be this superstar Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, X-Factor dude that can absolutely take over the league. So the NFC North, I think, will be up for grabs as early as next year, bearing a massive Rodgers and Adams.
I don't really like that. I don't want that. I don't want to be backed into that. To be the best, you got to beat the best. If we can't beat Aaron Rodgers and you need to wait 20 years for him to retire to be a good NFL team and win the division, that's terrible. I hope Aaron Rodgers is there next year. I hope the Lions smack his ass, and I hope the Lions go and win the division with Aaron Rodgers, with a Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, with a Justin Jefferson that's better than Randy Moss. I don't give a fudge who the other teams put out against us. I want the Lions to be the best, not the other teams to be the weakest. Shout out for being the best too. Matthew Stafford, it was the quarterback for Calvin Johnson's record-breaking season. Matthew Stafford has a receiver 231 yards away from breaking that record. If Matthew Stafford is a quarterback for both of the top 2 wide receiver finishes in a single season, that is incredible. That is unheard of. That is mind-bending, in my opinion. I honestly hope Cooper Kupp does it so Stafford can be right up there. Shout out to one of the best, Matthew Stafford.
I hope Kupp misses it by 1 yard.
All right, I'll be all right with that. Yeah, but be second place, but get to top 2.
And I will say,
I'm all right with that.
The most ironic thing about this is Stafford will have not made the Pro Bowl in both of those years where he helped Calvin and Cooper Kupp potentially set the record, which is
Pro Bowl is a joke.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Boys, we got any last couple comments, thoughts?
Hey, real quick. I agree with you, Nick. Hey, come back. I want to smack Aaron Rodgers, Justin Jefferson, all them too, and still be the best.
Yeah.
But I won't be mad if the Packers suck next year.
Me
I would not cry myself to sleep if the Packers won 4 games next season.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? As a Lions fan, I take what I can get. If wins mean the other teams are trash, okay. If the wins mean the other teams are good and you just better, that's even cooler.
I will say, honestly, I would probably cry if like week 1 or something, Lions, Packers, 2 years or whatever, Rodgers is like 39-40, and he comes out and just has that Peyton Manning fall from grace game where he throws like 4 interceptions, gets sacked like 5 times, and you just know the Packers dynasty is done. It's over. There's a new
Wasn't that this year? Wasn't it when they lost 35-0 to New Orleans this year, week 1?
Who?
I'm pretty sure that the Packers lost 35-0 or 35-3 to the Saints week 1.
Everybody was saying they was going to be trash.
They were trash.
Over.
Rodgers got sacked 6 times in that game.
38-3. Wow. The Saints
look where they're
38-3, then they beat the
You never
Bucks
count them
9-0.
out, bro.
That's impressive.
Rodgers will be a competent starting quarterback until the day he retires, just like Brady. It's crazy.
Dude.
I want him in my division. 7 more years. Bring it. I'll freaking take him.
That's crazy. All right. Boys, we got any comments last? Go Lions!
Go Lions!
Go Lions! Go! Hey,
hopefully we're back for another Victory Tuesday.
Blue.
Yes,
sir. Hell.
And I will say a little prayer for our boy Dax Hill, because there's some rumors going around. He didn't make the trip to Florida and he's got COVID. There's a slight chance he could test out and make a private trip back to make the game, but he still has to get through those negative tests. And it's still not even out fully yet, but he did not make the trip to Florida, so
just go win without him. He'll be back for the next game.
Exactly. Thank you all for joining. As always, check me out on Twitter, EverydayFFB. Check Nick out on Twitter at NickFaberNFL. Check out Julius at The Fifth Top. And as always, check out the Honolulu Blues page at Honolulu Blues _. We got all your guys' good Lions tweets, stats, and content going.
Amen.
Go Blue.
Lions.
Go Lions.